Benny and the Jets was the first white song ever played on black radio in Cleveland, Ohio. Benny and the Jets. I told that to Elton John. He said, because I met him at iHeart Music Festival in Vegas one time, and he said, "That's crazy, man. I was always wondering, how did my music cross over like that?" I said, "Cause of black radio, man. We played your because he was the coolest white dude at the time. That Benny and the Jets was like, it was so soulful, man, that we played it, but." I tell you a true story, man. I was in this island off of Cannes, France, south of France. And the only way to get to this island is you have to be by boat. So you can't just drive up to this restaurant. It's called La Marguerite. It's on an island in Cannes. And we get off the boat, and I walk into the restaurant, and Elton John is there. And my daughter says, "Dad, there's Elton John." And I said, "Well, you know, don't disturb him." So I sat down at my table, and my daughter said, "Dad, he's coming over here." And I had met him before, but I don't like bothering people. So I jump up, "Steve, my man." We hug, I'm taking pictures with Elton John. So they started playing some Elton John songs. I'm like, cool. So I sat on the table, we're in the south of France. All of a sudden the DJ starts playing the theme song to Family Feud. And everybody in the restaurant stood up, was clapping to the song, and I stood there in tears. I couldn't believe it, you know, because I'm just a hood boy, you know. I'm come from nothing. I'm a dude from Cleveland. All of a sudden, I'm known around the world for a lot of different things, man. It really was one of the craziest things that happened to me. Elton John was singing the song and leading it, and I was going, does he know this song? I fell in love with Elton John when Benny and the Jets came out. Because Benny and the Jets came out in the 70s, right? And in Cleveland, see, you got to understand the history of how this country works. Like, music was very separated back then. You had black radio and you had white radio. And white radio never played any black music. MTV, when it first came out, would not put any black artists on it. Until Michael Jackson came out with Thriller. That was the first black artist ever on MTV. That's crazy. You think of all the talent, the Marvin Gayes, the Luthers, all the talent that could never get on MTV until Michael came along. That was crazy. Benny and the Jets was the first white song ever played on black radio in Cleveland, Ohio. Benny and the Jets. I told that to Elton John. He said, because I met him at iHeart Music Festival. Vegas one time, and he said, "That's crazy, man. I was always wondering, how did my music cross over like that?" I said, "Cause of black radio, man. We played your because he was the coolest white dude at the time. That Benny and the Jets was like, it was so soulful, man, that we played it, but yeah, he played on Soul Train. Now, do you remember there's a group called Average White Band? Yeah. Average White Band had one black member in the group, and he was a drummer. Average White Band is the only group to ever perform on Soul Train live. Go look it up on YouTube. Go look up Average White Band on Soul Train when you get home. It's the only group to ever perform live on Soul Train because the black dude told them, the black people don't believe it's us singing. So Average White Band had to perform live on Soul Train, and they killed it, man. They killed it, man. That's how crazy music was. That's how music has done. Racism in this country, because Average White Band, them boys was bad, man. It's like Michael McDonald. Michael McDonald is, I don't care who you are. If you don't like Michael McDonald, your ass don't have soul. The Doobie Brothers, the ain't playing. Do you hear me? And so we knew you had soul because we played you on black radio. You know, like he was playing that Casey and the Sunshine Band song. I Get Lifted, because we started doing that because we were more progressive than white radio stations.